Welcome to Attican Plays Farm Manager 2021. All right, hi, this is Attican and welcome to Series 3, Episode 2 of Farm Manager 2021. As a quick reminder, we are tasked with planting some colorful crops in fairly large fields and doing a whole bunch of stuff with honey, including making colza and buckwheat honey, which will require us to also plant the colza and buckwheat fields. So let's go back and see where we are. Now, in episode 1, we set up our little very efficient quail operation, and we're selling organic quail eggs. But there's been a new update to the game. They've added some industries, which are interesting enough, but what really interests me is they have added kind of a market update or a market conditions where our production really drives the market price. Now, I think it's strictly our production. I don't think it's really there could be some market factor or randomizing going on, but I think it's really how much are we making, because we're not that big, okay? I don't think I've ever kind of scrolled the map, but look at this city over here near us. It's massive. And then if we go around here and go a little further, I guess it's southeast or whatever direction that is. Look at this. That city is massive. Then let's just look at the rest of the map while we're on this topic. Got a little town right here nearby. We've got another town out there in the distance and a big windmill farm, it looks like. And if we go on around, well, right out there, there's a, what's that one? Abandoned farm. And out here is another plant. It looks like maybe a power plant, possibly. I don't know what that is. Some kind of factory or industry, and a town near it. And then we're back around to the big city we first looked at. So we're not that big, okay? But I know they want to have that mechanic in there, and I applaud it. It sounds like I'm criticizing, but I applaud the mechanic because it makes us kind of think about what we make, and we couldn't just make a farm that had, this cookie cutter all over the place where we're making 100,000 quail eggs on each trip to the market, or each market trip. So, okay, so good. But I think we need to react to that because I think it's going to, it is a tycoon game. We want to be good tycoons, and if you're going to be a good tycoon, you want to maximize your profit, not watch it erode, and try to make up for poor margins with volume. That's okay if you're a big wholesaler like Sam's or Costco, but it's not okay for a farm. So why don't we think about doing this? We got a nice setup here with eggs, and if we think of this as our egg setup, then we can realize that there are 4 different things that could be done here. Okay, so what we could do is convert these things. Well, there's 2 things. Let's look at the pricing first. Okay, the best I can come up with for seeing the pricing is to go into this. Now, if we go into sell, unfortunately, and I think this needs to be fixed. And if somebody knows how to look at these prices without doing this, please put in the comments. I would be very grateful to hear how to do this. But the best I can come up with is if we have something ready to be sold, we can look at its price as sell price. So the sell price of organic eggs, and we see the new functionality down here, the demand is down 40%. That means as I recall from the notes, that's the worst it can get. So we are selling our quail eggs at the worst possible price, at $5.98. Our organic quail eggs. But if we were to look at the other quail eggs, and that's what frustrates me, I can't look at their sell price, but I can look at their buy price. If we go to buy, and I look for quail, I can look at the organic. Here we go. I can look at both of them. So here's the quail egg organic. Its current price is $6.28. That's the buy price if we were going to buy it. Then if we look at the I should be able to move over here, and I can't. I think they need to fix that. But if I get rid of that one and just look at the quail egg, its demand is 0. So it's about the same. Is it the same price? $6.28, $6.98. So we can get the idea that even buying the regular quail eggs is more expensive, which implies that the sell price that we would get is greater too. But I guess the real thing we can look at is this, the 0%. Now this is showing quail eggs with a graph over time. I don't know what time is, and I don't know what that means. Oh, that must be the price. So this shows the, okay, well maybe there are market conditions beyond us, but this is showing the price of quail eggs as it fluctuates. So you don't just get the same price all the time. And now let's go back to the ones we have. Our quail egg organic, to buy it, the price went to $7.05 and then it skyrocketed, and that's probably in inverse proportion to us selling them. So if we go to sell, we can see that that doesn't make any sense. This graph doesn't seem to match the sell. It's almost like it's going this way. It's going backwards because I don't get this. I don't get this. I'm trying to get it, but our current price is $5.98, and the price for organic quail eggs. Look, I mean, if you read this like a graph, they're always read left to right. As far as I know, they flew up to this area, and then they just stay pretty constantly at this. But I would think they would go the other way. They would have started at some price, and then they would have started to dive when we created so many of them, and then they'd be down here. I'm not getting this. Also, since there's no time units of time, I don't know what the x-axis really means, so it's hard to read this. But anyway, I guess the bottom line for us is the demand's down 40% for organic quail eggs. If we want to make more money out of our organic quail eggs, we need to make less of them. So we could either put an order in to hold them, right? We could hold them and not sell them, like only sell over 10,000 or whatever. Although that'd be maybe over 100,000 or whatever. But I think the other way we could approach it is to change these pins and change what's going in there, because we've got 4 different birds that lay eggs that would all fit in this kind of a configuration. We've got quail, and we've got quail, and we've got the normal quail, not the non-organic quail, and we've got chicken and the non-organic. We've got chicken and organic chicken. We've got turkey and organic turkey, and we've got ducks and organic ducks. So we could have 8. We could have this kind of a setup and have 8 different products if we wanted to keep using this setup. So what am I going to do? I think what I'm going to do is go back and reconfigure all this, and this will be very tedious and boring, and you can thank me later, but I'm going to stop recording, and I'm going to go off, and here's what I'm going to do. Let me think about this. If we set up a slaughterhouse, we could slaughter all the animals in one of these modules and make good money on it, and then we could come back. Let's do that. Let's save some money. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been doing the training that reduces the prices of your buildings. So I think we're still paying full price. Yeah, we're still paying full price. That 30% reduction there is a huge number, so we'll have to live with that. So I'm going to let this run for a bit and accumulate some funds. And then, now the other thing we could do to do this more quickly, obviously, is we could go in here and just sell this. Like we could take this pen, we could sell all the bio quails, and then we could just replace them with regular quails, right? In other words, just change their food. Or let me just see something. What if we did that? What if we just flip it over to organic food or non-organic food? Would these guys not over time morph into regular quail? So yeah, so let's set up a sell order. And let's buy the food that quail need, but the non-organic version of it. So let's buy wheat. Let's do wheat, regular old wheat. Let's buy 1,000 of those. And I think I want to go down here. This 200 has been working you know what? It's been working just fine. Well, I think I'm going to bump all these to 1,000 though. But now that I think about it, it seems a little odd to me that it's working that well, honestly. So we want normal wheat, and we want buckwheat. So we've got the organic version, but we want to add the non-organic. And we want to add apples, just ordinary apples. And we want to add pumpkin. Okay, so now we should be good if we just turn this switch off right here. Now we're getting those errors because we need a market trip. We need our market guy to come out here so we can buy a bunch of products. So we should get an error until he shows up. Our little pickup truck comes out here and the guy walks into the warehouse. Here he comes. There he goes into the warehouse. Okay, what's the problem? Oh, the problem is dummy here didn't go back and turn these things back on. Shoot. Now I'm turning them off. We don't want that. We don't want the linseed oil. There we go. Now they're all happy. Okay, now he's still producing the bio eggs. Let's see what happens to... We've got one starving, but I think that's just a function of... Okay, now they all seem to be working. We're still getting bio... Okay, now this one is down to non-organic. Yeah, as soon as they eat polluted food, polluted as in non-organic, I hardly consider it polluted, but okay, good. So now we've switched over. Now we've got a new product to sell. So let's make sure we have a trade order for it. Just sell just plain old quail eggs. And let's track it up here, just to see what's going on. Yeah, we've got some. Let's see this grow and then go down to 0, and we'll know we got a good thing going here. And we're making less of these, which means we should make more on each one. That's the idea. Okay, here goes our guy in. We sell them. Good deal. Okay, so that would help. And okay, so we got organic and non-organic quail. Why don't we now? Let's do something more dramatic. Let's switch to chicken. And what I'm seeing, you can see it, can't you? That we got these our egg approach has these little modules that we can control and put, 2, 4, 6, 8. We could have 8 of these and make 8 different products, organic and non-organic eggs from 4 different birds. Yeah, that might be a nice. Yeah, there's a symmetry there and a cleanliness to this I like. All right, so now the fastest way to do this is just sell the stock and put a different stock in. And the beauty is we've already got it all set up with all the workers and everything. I think let's do that approach. Let's sell all those birds and let's get into the chicken business. And we'll tell them to use organic. So we're going to get into the organic chicken egg business. And let's double check. See, this is where I get frustrated. I cannot look at I can't look at the sell price of organic chicken eggs. I can't do it. The best I could do is go to buy and look at this. Demand is 0, as we'd expect, because we're not making any 0, 0. So it's neutral. At least we know that much. Okay. So use these things. So we need organic oat. Well, we know what we need. Well, let's go do our buy orders and make sure that we have this right. Trade chicken oat. Oat. Let's do the organic. Buy 1,000 of those. And then let's look at corn, organic. And soy. And potatoes. And sunflowers. And we just have to make sure we don't pick anything that would require a barn for storage, because that doesn't fit in our little design here. Okay, now where were we? This pin here. Okay, you should be set. Here we go. We're going to sell those and buy chickens. And use organic. Sell those and buy chickens. Ooh, I just went too far. I think, yeah, I meant to get this guy here. He's going to be the non-organic. So now I got to, shoot. Because there's another product, right? There's organic, non-organic quail, organic, non-organic chicken. So we got our non-organic chickens. Shoot. Let's go through this again. Now this is a lot of work, isn't it? It really is. There's a lot of work to this. A lot of you, I'm sure, will think of this game as more work than play, and I couldn't argue with you if you feel that way. I don't mind this too much. I wish it was a little. I wish I could do more global commands, like say, I would love it if I could say, okay, I want these products, and I want 1,000 of them, you know, just click them off or something. It's just, it would be an easier thing for me, but this is okay. That was, I think we just did oat while I was talking. Corn. I probably should have just, if I'd been thinking ahead, I would have just, set the organic and non-organic. You know, I would have got them both. I'll remember that on the next one, I hope. I think I'm going to just do it like this. I think I'm just going to do organic, non-organic of all the products. This is boring. I have nothing to say about it. My God, it's just grunt work. So let me go do the grunt work, and I'll be back in a bit. All right, I think I got these set up. These are organic chickens. These are non-organic, and we'll see if I'm not getting any error messages. Getting a lot of deliveries of people or animals. Now, what's wrong? They just don't have any yet. I think that's fine. I think I have all the products set up. We'll wait till the next market visit and we'll see. Here he comes. Yeah, now they've gone to starving. That's fine because we didn't have the food in advance. But now that once our workers get the food in there, they'll be fine. They'll have something to eat. We should be okay. I'm not loving that message. What is this? What's your problem? Not enough soya. So we need normal soya. Maybe I missed that one. Oh wait, what have I done here? I'm buying soya oil. Oh boy. I didn't mean to buy those. That was clearly a goof. Okay. Add trade items. Soy. What I wanted was that. Regular soy. Okay, next market visit was, yeah, there we go. Now we're getting chicken eggs, and we need to be able to sell those. Okay, now we're set up to sell them. There they go. Good deal. And everything's cleared up. Let's see if we're any better just from this change. I don't think we necessarily will see a difference. Well, 800,000, 9.8. I think that's better. Okay. There are that's two. So we're an egg farm, right? We're not a quail egg farm anymore. We're an egg farm. So we've got chicken eggs and quail eggs, and of course there are two more. And you know me, I'm going to go off and make those. I'm not going to record it because it's going to be the exact same process. I'm going to set up a module like this, and I'm going to set it up one organic, one non-organic for ducks. Same thing for turkeys, and I'll be back when that's done. All right, I'm back. I should have done a little more homework. I was thinking about this. Duck eggs, yeah, I've seen duck eggs. Turkey eggs, I haven't seen a big market for turkey eggs. Well, it turns out, I should have done a little more looking, as I said. If we look at the eggs that you can sell, they're only quail and chicken. So the duck and the turkey are strictly for meat, okay? So in the case of the duck, we can only slaughter them. In the case of the turkey, I think we can probably, yeah, turkey's the same way. We can only slaughter them. So I'm going to continue with the idea of the organic, non-organic duck, organic, non-organic turkey, but I've added a slaughterhouse up here. And we're going to slaughter, these pens will be breeding pens for ducks, which will then be slaughtered. And I've set it up, take the top 5 from each of these and use that as your input. And it'll be interesting to see if this configuration will work, if this will provide enough to keep this constantly moving with four level 5 manufacturers in there. I hope it will. That's the plan. That would be nice. And in which case, now we've got a really nice clean slaughterhouse module that we can use for our birds. And then again, this is organic duck. Then we're going to do non-organic duck and slaughter those. Now I've got a house here that'll serve these two, and I've got a house here that's going to serve this when I start building out the organic or non-organic duck. And what I'm finding is if you have multiple things going on at once, your recruiting's more efficient because I can go to each day and for this house I can draft all the, hire all the people who have animal traits, and then for this house I can hire manufacturing. And if we had a third one out where we were doing farming, machinery or some other trait we were looking for, orchard or whatever, it would make our recruiting more effective. So I'm going to have to think about that as a way to optimize your gameplay to have multiple things going on at once. It's more complicated, but it would be more effective recruiting wise. You wouldn't be single threading everything. And so to make that so I can understand what's going on, I've renamed this house Animal. It was House 11, so I renamed it Animal 11. This was House 12, so I've renamed it Manufacturing 12, so I'll know who to put in what. So just as an example, let's move forward one more day. There we go. And so we're going to go recruit. So we go hire, and we're looking for animal, and we only found one, but we're also looking for manufacturing. I can move to that house and do it, or I could use the overarching hiring functionality. If we go to manufacturing, go to we did well in the manufacturing arena. Okay, so we can go here to this and be careful that we're assigning manufacturing people. There we go. Get them all to level 5. Now we should have strong manufacturing here in for bio duck meat, and I've got an order to sell that. Let's just track that. And I've got a sell order for the non-organic too. So I'm just going to keep going like that. I'll be building this out and going like that. So I'll be back after I get these 4. Turkey will be the same thing. It'll be, so we're going to have 4 slaughterhouses with breeding pens for 4 different birds. All right, so I'm back. We have set up now. It's getting a little slow with the recording software going on, and I'm running a pretty fair rig, so we're pushing the limits here. Okay, so we've got organic duck and a slaughterhouse for organic duck. We've got non-organic duck and a slaughterhouse for non-organic. We've got organic turkey, a slaughterhouse for organic turkey, organic turkey, and non-organic turkey, and a slaughterhouse for that. Now, the one thing I'm seeing is that 2 things. One, this is not quite enough to keep this going. So for your slaughterhouses, to me, you want to be very tight on exactly how much you're producing to keep it running with level 5 manufacturers, but no more than that, because you are paying to feed these animals to be prepared for slaughter, right? So it comes down to how fast they breed and all that kind of stuff. And we could definitely, I think this could probably be addressed maybe with research on breeding. So we'll look at that next. I have been very aware of head count. I'm up to 167 staff now. And so we've got the manufacturing people living in these 2 homes, all the animal people living here. And the one interesting thing with the turkey takes grass, and that takes a barn. So I didn't give the turkey grass. I gave them everything else, the organic and the non-organic. So it was pretty easy to set up, a little tedious. I mean, it's not the most fun I've ever had in my life. And but basically the rhythm I got into was just waited till a day passes, recruit animal people, recruit manufacturing people, put the animal people out there, put the manufacturing people out there if you've got the spot for them. I made wrong for right or wrong. I did the animals first, and then the manufacturing, the slaughterhouse. But I figured there wasn't much you could do with the slaughterhouse without the animals. But then on the other hand, you're paying to feed these birds for a long time. Now the other good thing is, whatever product you pick, it automatically knows which buildings are producing, when in its range, which buildings are producing that product, because I actually went through and renamed these, thinking I would have to pick between these sets of ducks, and I don't. If you're doing organic, it knows it's just these guys. If you're doing non-organic, it knows it's just these guys. So that was all good. The other thing I did, I wish I'd moved that over there. It would have been a little more symmetrical and lined up with the roads, but oh well. I'm not going to pay for moving it. All right, so let's see, what did that do to us? Our budget now monthly is $861. I don't think that's that great. I don't know if this is all worth it. 10.7 annual. This looks cool, but I don't think I'm not impressed. Okay, so this is okay. It's okay. We're doing fine. We're still in our first year. But I would expect this to be higher. Well, you know what though? I gotta give them credit. That market change and reducing your prices has made the game a little bit harder, and it needed to be. It's too easy. So I think that was a really great change. So kudos to the developers for that. And let's just see what that means to us now. Let's go look at, for example, what we can sell, and let's look at our quail eggs. Now we've improved things. Instead of down 40%, they're down 15%. So we're probably overproducing a bit, but you know that's bearable. The chicken eggs are down 14%. Let's see what else. These two right here, I goofed. I ordered 1,000 of each of those when I should have been doing soya. So that was just a mess up. I could just sell those, I guess. Yeah, let's just sell these two things. There, we don't need them. So I'll take a loss on that, but that's my fault for goofing up. Chicken eggs are down 14. Let's see. The things that we can look at. Now you should be, see this is wrong. I should be able to move between these to look down here. I shouldn't be stuck with whatever happens to be the last one I put on there. Duck meat. Duck meat's 0. Shoot. Turkey meat is 0. That's what we're after here is zeros, where we don't have any. There doesn't seem to be a positive impact. They don't give you the other side of it, where if you're not producing something, it has a higher price. You only get penalized. So quail eggs down 15. That's organic. Regular's down 12. Chicken eggs are down 14. Okay. So what we could do, I mean, another way to manage that, rather than changing our design, would be to put in slaughterhouses for the chicken and quail, which would then slow down the egg production and have them go back to a more normal price. But you could, I think you could drive yourself crazy trying to get all the normal prices, so we're not going to worry too much about it. But the minus 40% on the quail eggs when we first started all this, that was worth dealing with. All right, so we've got our nice big bird business going now. I've called it a bird business instead of an egg business because now it's eggs and meat. So yeah, let's wrap up this episode. In the next one, we'll try to get back on track in terms of kind of hitting our targets. You know, going after all the agricultural stuff, the cultivation stuff, the crops that we have to grow. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Farm Manager 2021 video. Thank you.